After man, Adam, had fallen in Genesis 3, the Jews wanted to see exactly what happened. So they designed the fall of man in a new narrative, in a narrative which was more lively and more appealing. So Jesus was brought to Pilate, the supreme judge of that time, such that he can pronounce the judgment on behalf of Yahweh, the Creator. So what Pilate did was to act as the supreme judge. Remember, when man had fallen, when he had transgressed, he was convicted and he had to be sentenced. So it went through the legal way of that time in Israel, and Jesus, the new Adam, was brought to Pilate. In the same way, similarly, what God did in Genesis, because when man had eaten of the tree and when he had come near to that tree which was placed in the middle, what followed the transgression was the questioning, was the interrogation from God of what he had done. So man had to explain himself about what he had done and why he had transgressed. So the interrogation this time he was brought to Pilate after he was being convicted from the Garden of Gethsemane. So the new Adam was brought to justice, was brought to the supreme law in Israel, and that's what God did. God was the author of the law, and when Adam transgressed, God questioned him. So the author of the law in Israel by the time of Jesus was the supreme leader of the Roman Empire, and that was Pilate. So Jesus was brought to Pilate for him to explain to himself about the act he had done, first of all, of eating the other last meal and getting in contact with the tree which was placed in the middle. That's why we see Jesus being flaunted before Pilate, and the multitude of people came to see as the word was being acted. They came to see as the word was being imitated, to see how Genesis chapter 3 was brought to visibility in an impressing way, in an artistic manner which was beyond ordinary. So the events seem to be lively, but what is hidden within these events is the image which was formulated out of the law. So they wanted to make the law more visible, and that's why they came up with this narrative, and it was written and acted to bring out what had exactly happened in Genesis chapter 3 during the fall of man. Remember, there was no one to see what had exactly happened, and we wanted to witness that. So the Jews of that time, when Jesus was brought before Pilate, were able to witness to the interrogations which God, Yahweh, did to Adam, and Jesus participated into that person of Adam.